Over the next few days, you might be seeing a lot of this building in the news. It is the UK's Supreme Court, the highest court in the land for Northern Ireland, England, Wales and Scotland. It hears both civil and criminal matters, and it's only actually been in existence for the last 10 years. Previous to this, the highest court sat actually in the House of Lords, just opposite the way here in Parliament, and there were law lords, but they decided for the separation of powers, that they would move it across here and set it up. And it's undergoing one of its biggest tests this week with the prorogation of Parliament case. Now that is being streamed live online. You can watch it here on the Euronews website. And if you do, you will see that there are 11 justices, Supreme Court justices, currently sitting watching it. There are 12 in total, but only 11 presiding in this case. But that is still a huge number. Normally the court can sit with fewer than that. And it can give both majority and minority. So a majority, a simple majority, in this case would be 6 justices deciding for or against the Prime Minister. They will then write an opinion as to why they've done that. But if they dissent, if they disagree with that opinion, they can write a collective dissent on their reasons why, or an individual dissent. Now, this case is quite unusual for British cases because it is being televised. That's something not normally done in British courts. It's been hugely popular here today. They've added on extra screenings in rooms here, and the public can come down and watch. And another little detail about this court here, you can see that symbol, the omega sign just there, and it surrounds some flowers. Now the omega sign is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. This means as well that it's the last resort for legal matters. It's also the symbol for Libra in the zodiac, which holds up the scales of justice. And the floral symbols inside, those are the 4 floral symbols of the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. Now, as well as being a Supreme Court and hearing matters that have worked their way up through the courts, it comes into being in judicial review cases like this, looking at the decisions of government bodies. But compared to a lot of other Supreme Courts around the world, it doesn't actually have the power to strike down primary legislation. It can deem secondary legislation to be incompatible with certain laws, but when it comes to primary legislation, so the laws that Parliament makes directly, those can't be challenged in here because Parliament, which is just across the way, is sovereign. Parliament can change its minds, it can vote for and against whatever it can, and that's one of the reasons why that the UK doesn't have a written down constitution, because there is no way to properly enshrine that in law, because it can be undone by a future Parliament.